Hi there, my name is Lisa Jane. I'm a personal trainer and fitness instructor at Wildcat Fitness. I'm back at Body Talk Daily today to take you through a total body toning workout. So when you're ready, let's get started. So make sure you've got plenty of space around you. Make sure you've got some water to hand. Sip it slowly throughout the workout to keep hydrated. But we're going to start by getting ourselves warmed up, getting our body ready for action. So raising the heart rate, getting some blood flow around the body. So when you're ready, draw your abdominals in towards your spine, roll your shoulders back and down, lift up through that chest, soften the knees, and we're going to start with a march. So feet are about hip width apart. You're bringing your knees up towards your waist, just using your arms lightly. This is just the warm up. As I say, the first few minutes of the workout today, just to get the blood flowing around that body, just to prepare it, let it know that some hard work is coming. So it's really important that we get our muscles, our joints, just prepared for some hard work rather than going in cold. So keep those knees lifted, bring them up towards that waist. You can start to swing the arms a little bit more now. Make sure you keep breathing, both in this warm-up and throughout the workout today. It's really important to get oxygen flowing around your body to make sure that those muscles are fueled. A few more seconds of this. I'm going to take it into a step touch. So 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Into a step touch to the right to start. So we're just going to move left to right, just stepping the feet out and together. Again, you've got the arms, so we're warming up the upper body as well. So you're reaching in front, back to your hips. Remember, the knees are staying soft, the abdominals are tight, and your chest is lifted. If you draw your core in throughout the entire workout, you will be working those abs for the whole time we're working out today, so it's definitely worth it. It'll also encourage you, just in general, to have much better posture, which in turn is going to make you look longer and leaner, never a bad thing. So just keep step touching there on the spot. If you want to start to use the arms a little bit more, sink lower and higher to get a little bit warmer, then you can do. You should be starting to feel that you are getting a bit warmer now, that heart rate's raising a little bit, and your body might be feeling like there is some hard work about to happen. So just keep it moving on this step touch. We're just going to do this for a few more seconds before taking it into a move we call the hamstring curl. So 5, 4, 3, we're going to take the feet behind now towards the bums. So your feet are still just outside the hips. You're curling those heels up towards the base of the bum, tops of the hamstrings there. So we're warming up the back of the legs now. So the march was a little bit more into the quads, just raising the heart rate. Step touch a little bit more inner and outer thighs, hamstring curl, backs of the legs. Remember, you've got the option of the arms as well, warming up the shoulders, the upper back, and of course core is switched on. So we should be targeting every major muscle, just getting it a little bit warmer and making sure, as I say, that we're ready for some action. So a few more of these. We're just going to repeat this whole sequence, but in a much shorter version. So we're just going to march, step touch, hamstring curl once more before we actually get into our active stretching to make sure that our body is fully prepared. So when you're ready, back to that march. As I say, much shorter this time. Just finishing off our warming up. Definitely do use the arms now. We want to really take that heart rate up if we can. Core tight as before. When you're ready to step touch, side to side. So make sure you're stepping towards that other foot, up and down, reach, pull. Always make sure the knees are soft when you're doing movements like this. Completely locking out means that you're tilting the pelvis too far forward. Not good for the lower back. So soft joints to protect. When you're ready, back to the hamstring curl. Heels up towards the bum, just finishing off the backs of the legs there. A few more seconds here, and then we're going to move on to our active stretches. So as last time, rather than static stretches at the start of the workout, we do active stretches to really encourage that blood to flow, flush out any lactic acid from anything we might have been doing previously, and make sure that the major joints are prepared for movement. 10 more seconds here, and we're going to start those active stretches. So nearly there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, little march, little shake. I'm going to take it into the active stretch. So you might want to hold on to a wall or a stable surface nearby. If you struggle with the balance, you don't have to, but that's just an option that you've got just to lightly hold on. What we're going to do is straighten the leg and then one side first, swing forward and back. So you really want to open up the hip flexor, the top of the bum there, just as straight as you can, as tall as you can. As I say, if you start to wobble, you can hold on. There's no problem here. We're just opening up the hip joint there. So swings forward and back. 4, 3, 2, 1, and change sides, exactly the same. So nice straight leg. So try not to bend too much. We really want to open up this whole area here. Forward and back, hip flexor, top of the bum. Just keep swinging there. Holding on is not cheating. It's really going to help with your balance. As I say, the main focus of this is just to warm up the hips, the bum, tops of the thighs there. 4, 3, 2, last one. We're then going to take it into what we call a hip flexor roll. So I'm going to take it up, out, and to the side. We're going to stay with the same leg. So quite big circles, lifting the knee, coming out to the side, just extending the warm up through this area, this time warming up a little bit more into the pelvis, into the hip joint itself. Again, just preparing it for movement. So 4 more like this, and then we're going to change legs. Try not to lean too much into the other leg. Last 2, take it up, out, 1 more time. When you're ready, change legs. So exactly the same, lift it up, out to the side. So nice big circles, warm up that hip joint. Try not to lean too much on the other side. So you should really feel inner and outer thighs are opening. A little bit more blood flow, as I say, into the tops of the legs, into the bum. Good, we've got 4 more. Perfect work, nearly there. So up, out, and down. Last one for me. Good job. Right into the upper body, feet outside the hips. We're going to take our elbows level with our shoulders. Try and keep your hips still, moving from the belly button upwards. We're going to the one side, back to the middle, other side, back to the middle. So the purpose of this is to warm up through the rib cage, through the mid-back, through the waistline. If you struggle with poor posture, or you're sitting at a desk all day, or you find you have quite a sedentary lifestyle, then this is a really, really important stretch. The mid-back is the one that we tend to neglect, which often leads to that slouching type posture. So the more that we can open it and release it, the longer and leaner you're going to look, the better it is for your spine overall. 4 more. So big twist, back to the center, other side, center, 2 more, twist, final time. Good job. Shake off those legs, roll out those shoulders, warm up an active stretch done. So it's time to get into our workout. So we're going to get going on our workout today. The first section is compound exercises. I'm going to use a kettlebell for mine, but you can use anything similar. So when you're ready, grab your weighted object. We're going to start with a squat and a press. So feet nice and wide outside those hips, knees are soft. Your kettlebell, your weight, whatever you're using is close to your chest. We're going to drop down and take it overhead. So it's one continuous big movement deep into the squat, haul overhead with the weight. So when you're ready, we're going to go for our first set of 12. So let's go. Push back into the heels, drive up overhead. So push back, drive up. Make sure your heels are glued to the floor. Make sure, as always, your core is nice and tight. Feel like you're using your bum and the backs of your thighs to drive you. The core is stabilizing and the shoulders are working as you push overhead. So it's a really big, powerful movement as we take it overhead. Nearly there, we've got 4 more to go. Drop, drive it up, squeeze into the heels, overhead, last 2, drop, drive, final time, big as you can, down and up. Hold it there, just a very quick break, shake it out, roll out your shoulders, keep breathing. And when you're ready, we're going to reposition for our second set. So these go quite quickly, so we keep the heart rate up, get a little breather, but then we go straight back into our hard work. So Same setup as before, feet outside the hips, weight into the heels, soften the knees, draw the belly button in. When you're ready, set number 2. Drop down, drive up into the heels, overhead. So you're really using those legs as you drop. You load them up, which helps with the power as we take that weight overhead. Good. Drop and drive, good work. That's 6, we're halfway, 6 to go. Drive down, power it up, good. So really feel like you're using those shoulders. The weight should remain slightly in front so you can see it. Good job, 2 more, nearly there. Drop, drive, final time. Perfect, good. Set number 2 done. Shake it off. Should definitely feel like your heart rate is raising now and you're a little bit out of breath. Compound exercises, as I said at the start, work a lot of muscles at once. So they are going to raise that heart rate, but they are, as well as toning your body, going to burn some fat and calories. So last set, here we go team. Feet outside those hips, knees soft, weight into the heels, and let's go. Deep as you can this time. Drop, drive it up, good job. Down and up. So as I said at the start, as you get more confident with this, you might want to increase the weight. So start relatively light so you get the technique right. But then as you get more and more confident, as you practice more and more, increase that resistance. You always want to be challenging the body, so you really start working harder and harder, and you'll see more and more results. Nearly there. 4 to go, last set. Drop it, drive it, good. 3 more. Excellent job, last 2, nearly there. Push, drive, final time. Excellent work, good job. Shake it off. Bend your knees, put the kettlebell safely down. So our next exercise, also concentrating a little bit on the lower body, but there's some upper body work as well. We're going to do a lunge with an overhead reach. Now for this one, all you need is something like a hand towel. So anything that you can take about shoulder width apart over your head. This one is not about the weight, so it's a bit different to the exercise we've just done. This is about the body positioning, holding your muscles in a certain way so that we're contracting this time. So this is how it's going to work. You're going to take your towel, or whatever you've decided to use, overhead, keep it taut. Going to be slightly in front of your face. If you look up, you can see it. So not over here and raising the shoulders too much. Core's nice and tight, feet are nice and wide. Step forward, drop, push back and release. So you're working the bum and the thighs with the lunges, but you're also stabilizing through the core, the waistline and the shoulders. So although you're not actually lifting any weight with the upper body, as I say, you're activating the stabilizers, those muscles which we don't often use. So you will feel that it will start to burn after a little while. So you're challenging the muscles in a different way, keeping them under tension, using something that you should have quite easily lying around the house. Good job. Doing really well. So you step out, drop down, drive back. Make sure that front knee doesn't go over your toes. Make sure the back knee comes as close to the floor as you can and keep that back heel lifted. Good job, we're nearly there. We're inside the last 5, good. Drop down, 4 more to go. Remember, that towel is overhead where you can see it. You haven't drifted back up here, nor have you let it come down here. 2 more to go. Drop all the way down, squeeze back, final time, down, squeeze, push, release. Good. Shake it out, 2 more sets to go. So we're nearly at the end of our big compound work. As I say, the aim of this was to really get that heart rate up, work top to bottom. The reason that compound exercises burn a lot of calories is that your heart has to work harder to get the blood flowing from the top to the bottom of the body. And because they're working everything at once, it really has to pump that blood. So it's good for your cardiovascular fitness. When you're ready, set number 2. Same as before, nice and wide. Keep that towel, whatever you're using, nice and taut. Start with the feet nice and wide, core braced as always. Step out, drop down, halfway, push back, good. So make sure you are dropping when you come into that lunge, not too far to the top, otherwise you're not getting that range. Try not to actually rest on the floor as well. Again, you've lost the tension in the muscles. So it's about 1 inch off the floor, then you use the power in that front leg.
specifically the front glute, so the base of the bum, to drive yourself back. Good. So as I said, don't be surprised if you feel like your shoulders are starting to burn with this one. Even though you're not technically lifting any weight, you are getting deep into those stabilizer muscles. They don't often get the chance to work like this under tension for a long time, so they may well be screaming out, wondering what you're doing. Toning them up and making them look a lot better is the answer, so stay with it. The pain is worth it. We're nearly there. Good. Drop that knee, drive back. Almost done. 4 more to go in this set. Let's go. Drop, drive, push back. 3 more. Remember, through the front heel. Excellent. 2 to go. Drop down, push back. Final time. Whew. Well done. 1 more set to go. So as before, little rest, little break. Remember, you can take a sip of water in these breaks. I highly recommend staying hydrated. It's really going to help with your recovery afterwards. Big deep breath. And here we go. Last set of the compound work. We're going to bring it down into isolation after this. So everything you've got, okay? In front of those shoulders, core tight, feet wide. Let's go. Step, drop, halfway, push back. Good. Excellent job, lovely. So lunges are a really important exercise to master. They really, really work the bum and thighs. So if that's an area you want to target, this is definitely one to start including in your workouts. Lots of variations on lunges as well, lots of different ways that you can target into those muscles, different resistances as well. But this is a great introduction without using too much weight to get the technique and the benefits. And as you get stronger, you can just build on it. Good, really starting to work into those shoulders, through the waistline muscles as well. So they're having to hold your body in place. So some nice deep core work going on too. So lots of benefits to this exercise. 4 to go, almost there team. Keep breathing, keep pushing. 3 more, almost done. Right, 2 more, deep as you can, this is it. Drop down, push back. Final time, drop, push, squeeze, whew, and you're done. You can use a towel to mop yourself down now, well done. So we've finished the compound work, so the very big muscle groups. We're going to bring it down now into some isolation work. So we're going to start to work more deeply into some of the smaller muscle groups. We're going to begin with the outer thighs. Now for this bit, you will need a chair. Any type of chair will do, just something that's relatively sturdy. In using the chair, I don't want you to put too much of your weight, slouch onto it or grip onto it too much. It's just a very light touch, just to ensure that you can keep your balance and make sure the work stays into that outer thigh muscle. So it's a very light touch here. Then what's going to happen, you're going to come up onto one leg, flex the foot, squeeze up, release down. So this is about the timing and the tempo that you want to have. That body is really tall. Imagine you're being pulled up from the top of the head through your spine. So as I said, no slouching, no leaning. You just want to squeeze and isolate through the outside of that thigh. Nothing else should be working here. So if you're doing it correctly, the burn in this one should start quite quickly because, as I said, you are isolating. Nothing else should be working or cheating and helping you to get that leg up and down. So quite a hard area to target outside of the thighs, but one that a lot of people want to work on. So this is a great exercise to do. 3 more to go and we're going to change legs. Squeeze up, just use that outer thigh. 2 more, squeeze. Final time, really, really big squeeze into that thigh, all the way up and release. Perfect. Little shake, reset. Let's go for the other side. So that other leg is nice and straight, no leaning. Abs tight, body nice and tall. And let's go again. So flex that foot, lift and release. Good. Don't rush this one. The more you rush and the more you try and lift that leg high, more like a high kick, you've lost the isolation. That's not the point of this exercise. It's not about how high you can go, it's about how deep you can feel it into your thighs. So really, really think about squeezing and just working the side of that leg, nothing else. If your core is tight, it will support your body And in time, you should be able to do this without the chair, just using your body weight. But for now, there's nothing wrong with just a light touch on just to keep that stability. Good. So squeeze it up. Let's have 4 more on this leg, nearly there. Squeeze, release down, good job. Final time for me, squeeze it up, squeeze, and release. Little shake, little release, get rid of that tension, just reset. And let's go again for another set. So exactly the same setup, light touch, not a grip, fingertips only. Soften the knee and that supporting leg, but keep it straight. And here we go again. Flex that foot, squeeze up, drop down. If you feel yourself starting to drift into the other side, use your core, maybe don't come so high. Again, if you lean too much, take the weight in the other leg, you've lost that isolation work. I know I keep saying it, but that's the point of this exercise. That's how we really get deep into these little muscle groups, by making sure that nothing else can do the work for them. So squeeze up. That's why you'll find that this one does start to burn quite quickly, because it's not used to doing the work. The bigger muscles in the legs will often take over. So your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. These ones, the adductors, inner and outer thighs, they don't tend to like to work too often. But we're making sure they're not going to get away today, really squeezing and isolating, shaping the sides of those thighs. Good. Squeeze it up. You're doing really well. Let's go for 4 more. Squeeze, body nice and tall, remember. 3 to go. Nearly there, last 2. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze into that thigh. Good job. Final time. Perfect. Little release. Here we go. Last set on the other leg. I can definitely feel this, so I hope you guys can as well. When you're ready, reset. Slightly soft, nice and tall. And this is it. Let's go. Drive up. Squeeze down. Good job. Not about height, not about how far you can take it, not about how fast you can go. It's about how much you can control and isolate that muscle. Good. Nice and tall, remember. Core always on, then you're always getting an abdominal workout too. Squeeze up, drive down. The more you can be aware of your posture, as I say, the longer and leaner you're going to look, but the more you're going to be able to engage that core when it does come to working hard. So it's really important to always make sure you stand and sit nice and tall. Good. Squeeze up. This is really, really good. We're nearly there. I know it's starting to burn, but it is really working. Almost there. 4 more to go. Good. Flex the foot. Squeeze. Perfect. Nearly there. 3 more. Squeeze it up. You can do this. 2 to go. Hold on. Squeeze. Final time. All the way up. And release. Good job. Shake it off. We're going to stay in exactly the same position now, so we're going to keep using the chair. We've got an exercise called calf raises. So this is for the backs of the legs, specifically to shape and tone into those calves. Again, a muscle that is sometimes neglected. So same setup, light touch onto the chair, no gripping, no leaning, body nice and tall, feet are a couple of inches apart, and you're just going to lift up onto the balls of those feet, squeeze into the calves, and then gently release down, light touch, and then squeeze up again. So again, in time, when you get more confident with this exercise, you can do it without holding onto the chair, but it can test your balance. So rather than not get that isolation, it's fine to start lightly touching onto something just to help with that balance to start. So squeeze. At the top, I really want you to focus on squeezing into those calves. So high as you can, really isolate, and then control down. Good. Another option with this one, when you start to get more confident, you're happy with your balance, you could hold a weight as you're doing it to add a little bit more resistance. So the kettlebell or the weight that you used in the start for the squat and press, that would be perfect. But as I say, each step at a time. The more you do this, the stronger you'll get. The more often you do it, the more resistance you will be able to take. So start slow, but build up. Always keep progressing your workouts. Good. 4 more to go. Up, squeeze onto the tips of those toes. Perfect work. Last 3. So high as you can. Squeeze those calves. Good job. 2 more. And again, up onto the tips of those toes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Final time for me. High as you can. Squeeze it up. And and release there. Good, little shake. Roll out those ankles. You might find the Achilles got quite tight in that exercise. We're gonna go for one more set. No, it's burning, but when it's hurting, that's when it's working. We want to change our muscles, change the way our body looks and feels. And unfortunately, the saying is true, no pain, no gain. So just grit your teeth, hold on, last set. Exactly the same. Light touch on the chair, feet a couple of inches apart. Here we go. Drive it up, squeeze, 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 squeeze into the calves. Lightly release, light touch. And again, so try to avoid the rocking backwards and forwards. It's a squeeze up and then a slow release down. Good job, squeeze. Perfect. Cores tight, just need to keep reminding you those abs are always working. Spine is nice and tall, you're doing really well. You're in control of this one. The more you squeeze those calves at the top, the more work you're going to do, the better you're going to look and feel at the end of it. So push yourself, it's the last set of these. Squeeze. Good job, good job, good job. Nearly there. Up onto those toes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Make sure your feet are parallel as you're doing this. You're not starting to flare out or come in. Just up onto those toes and release. Nearly there. 8 more to go. Squeeze. You can do this, team. Really, really nice. As I say, if you're feeling confident without the chair, but if you need to, lightly touch. That's not a problem. Here we go, last 5, almost done. Squeeze it up, biggest ones yet. Good, push yourself to the end. 4 more to go. Squeeze. This is it, last 3. I know it's burning, just hold on. Squeeze. Good job, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. Here we go, all the way up. Make this the biggest one yet, it's the last one. So here we go, all the way. Squeeze those calves and release. So that's the leg bit finished, you'll be pleased to know. We're going to move on to the upper body, arms now. So you still need to use the chair, just bring yourself onto the front of it. We're going to do an exercise called tricep dips. So this is what needs to happen. You're going to have your hands outside your thighs, fingertips are facing forward, elbows are facing the back. Make sure they don't flare out. We want to isolate the work into the back of the arm. Make sure your shoulders aren't up by your ears. You need to relax your shoulder blades, squeezing down and up with the elbows nice and tight into the body. So this is how it's going to look. Hands outside the thighs on the edge of the chair, fingers forward. Bum is going to stay close to the edge. Feet are on the floor, knees are nice and soft, and when you're ready, squeeze down, drive up. So as I said, make sure please that your elbows are going to the back, not the side. You need to stay close, so make sure you don't start drifting out so you've lost the isolation. You want to feel this into the backs of those arms. Again, an area that lots of people want to target, but which is actually quite hard to get to. So this is a perfect way to shape up those triceps. Squeeze down, drive up. You don't need to go too low, just make sure you can feel it before you release. Let's have 4 more in this set. Squeeze down, drive up, perfect, nearly there. 3 more. Elbows in, don't let them drift to the side now. 2 to go. Squeeze it, release it, final time, all the way down, and squeeze up. Well done, little rest here. If you want to stretch them off, pop one hand between the shoulders, other one on the elbow, just release. When you're ready, change sides, so other hand down, stretch it out, take a deep breath, and here we go again, set number 2. Exactly the same setup. As you start to get tired with this one, it's going to be really tempting to let your elbows come out here or to take your weight too far forward. Don't. Stay strong, stay isolated, and you'll get the results you deserve. Good. Doing really, really well. We've given the legs a really good workout already, so it's only fair that the upper body gets its chance as well. Squeeze down, drive up, perfect work, good. Squeeze, release, really, really nice. You're doing so well, guys. 4 more to go, keep that bum nice and close, elbows in. Good, 3 more, hold on, squeeze. Last 2 for me, all the way down. Final time, bum nice and close, squeeze, 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 and release. Whew, good job, triceps done. So last exercise for the arms, I'm going to be using a resistance band, which are really easily available to buy online and very light and portable pieces of kit. But again, if you don't have one or you're just starting this type of workout, anything that has a little bit of resistance to it is fine. So 2 big water bottles are going to do exactly the same job to start with. Even wine bottles, not that I'm encouraging that, but something that's heavy that you can lift in front. So if you haven't got a band, that would be absolutely perfect. Exercise is called frontal raises, working the tops of the shoulders, tops of the arms. This is how it's going to work. If you are using the band, pop it underneath your feet, equal resistance. The hands are going to come up in front and then slowly release down. So palms face the floor, take those arms to shoulder height and then release. Your knees are soft, your abdominals are nice and tight as always. You're just bringing the arms up in front and then releasing down. Make sure you do come to shoulder height. That way you will start to engage through the fronts of the shoulders. So make sure you're not just coming to here, you need all the way extension to make it work. So we've worked the backs of the arms. Now this is going to shape the tops of the arms. So overall, triceps and shoulders, going to give your arms a really, really nice shape. So great for the total body toning. Good. Squeeze. Let's have 4 more. If you've got 2 loose objects, it's still exactly the same. You squeeze those arms up. 2 to go, nearly there. Squeeze it up, shoulder height, release. Final time, all the way up and take it down there. Good. Roll it out, roll those shoulders, release, take it forward, take it back, whatever you need to do. We've got 1 more set to work into those arms. So when you're ready, nice deep breath. Fuel, oxygenate the muscles, and let's go. Exactly the same. So drive it up, in front, shoulder height, and then release. Watch that your wrists are straight, that you're not leading through here and keeping those arms flat. It's a nice straight line, knuckles to shoulders. So you squeeze, isolate through those arms, and release. As you start to add on a bit of resistance, this one, start to work a bit deeper, you might find you feel it slightly into the backs of the arms, just underneath those shoulder blades. That's perfectly normal. That's actually a really good sign that you're getting deep into those shoulder muscles. So squeeze up, release down. This is probably starting to get quite tough now, but hold on. You can do it. Shapely, toned arms are going to be yours if you keep on with this one. 4 more. Squeeze. Brilliant job. Last 3, nearly there. Take it in front, squeeze it up. Perfect, nearly there. 2 to go, you can do this. Up and squeeze. Right, final time. Biggest one yet. Up we go, take it in front, squeeze, 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 and release. Well done, arms done. Roll out the shoulders, release the tension. So that's the legs and the arms done. Last thing to do is to just work our midsection. We're going to work the lower back and then the abdominals, and then we're done. So first thing that we're going to do here on our mats, towels if you prefer, is a back extension. So you're going to lie on your front. So if you bring yourself down, place your toes on the floor so the feet are nice and flat. You're going to take your fingertips behind your temples, and with your chin tucked in and your head and neck relaxed, you're going to squeeze yourself slightly up. So bring your front of your body off the mat, just using that lower back. So this is how it's going to look. You're just going to squeeze up and release down. So it's quite a small movement, isolating into the back. So when you're ready, let's go. So hands behind the temples, and we just squeeze and release. So as I said, quite a small movement, but just working into that mid-back, a little bit into that waistline. Really good for those postural muscles. Squeeze and release. So you will be getting some core engagement with this as well, but you'll also be strengthening an area that can be quite weak. As I said earlier on, if you find that you're sat down a lot, you suffer from poor posture, it's really important to strengthen the lower back. So the core, the lower back, that's what we call the powerhouse of the body. That's where everything comes from. So if you can have a nice strong core, it's going to help with your general fitness and your general workout. Squeeze up. As I said, chin relaxed. 4 more to go. Just use that lower back. Squeeze up. Release down. Last 3. Squeeze to the top. You've got 2 more. Make sure you're feeling it into that back. Squeeze. Final time for me. Just come up. Squeeze through that lower back. And then gently release. So if you want to just release out through the back, you can do just a couple of rolls. We've got 1 more set to go. So bring yourself back down as before. Make sure your feet are flat. You're not here, your toes are on the floor. Exactly the same setup, hands behind the temples, just using the base of that back. You might feel this a little bit into the top of your bum. Again, that's a good thing, don't worry. But if not, smaller back is perfect. So here we go. Last set. Eyes to the floor, chin relaxed, squeeze up, squeeze down. Perfect. So again, this isn't about height, coming as far as you can. It's about isolation. So you squeeze into that lower back. Good work. All the way up, all the way down. So really control this one. When you're doing work with the back, with the spine, it's really important not to rush things, important not to jar things. You just want to activate those muscles. Good. Nearly there. So squeeze into that lower back. Release. You're nearly there, guys. You can do this. Hold on. Squeeze. Final time. Good. 4 more. All the way up. Almost there, almost there. Last 3. Keep those eyes on the floor. Good. 2 more to go. Squeeze into that back. We're nearly done. We're nearly done. Final time. Up you come. And release. Well done. We're going to flip ourselves over now. So you're going to lie on your back. We're going to finish off by working our abdominals. Now, as I've been saying to you all the way through the workout, you should have had your core switched on, so you will have been getting an abdominal workout throughout, but we're just going to finish things off. This is how we're going to do it. So your shoulders, your elbows, your upper body is down, hands on the floor. You take your legs nice and straight, and this is what happens. You start with your legs straight above your hips. You lower, keep lowering until you reach the point where you feel your core engage. Maybe it'll be higher, maybe it'll be lower. Everybody's a little bit different. Just make sure your lower back doesn't lift. When you get to that point where the abs switch on, then you're good to go. So then when you get to that point, keep the legs straight and just scissor the legs. Good. So keep the legs as straight as you can. If you feel it starts to pressure into the lower back, you can bring it higher, but just make sure you're isolating into those abs. Good. Again, this should start to burn quite quickly. So just keep it going, nearly there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest, hug the knees into the chest. Let that core have a little bit of a breather, and we've got 1 more set to go. If your lower back was lifting at all, keep higher into those legs. The lower you go, the more you'll work the abs, but not at the expense of the base of that spine, so make sure you are set up correctly. Here we go, last set. Legs nice and straight, lower until you feel the biting point, and let's go. Just scissor action, up and down, nice and straight. Feel into that core, really deep core muscles. This is how we flatten our stomach down. Good, tightening those core muscles, keeping them engaged. Good job. Nearly there, you can do this, hold on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Well done. Hug your knees into your chest. Just release. You've done so well today, guys. Awesome job. We're just going to finish off with a very quick stretch just to lengthen out those muscles. So when you're ready, roll yourself up to a seated position. Take your legs nice and straight in contact with the mat. Reach from the hips towards your toes. Drop your chin and just feel the backs of those legs start to release. Calf, hamstring, a little bit into a glute stretch after all those squats and lunges. Good job, lovely. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Nice and relaxed, keep breathing. Release the back of the legs. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. So from here, just slowly start to release. Come back up onto your feet. So nice and controlled. From the tiptoes to the heels, roll yourself up through the legs, through the back. When you get to the top, take 1 foot into your hand, bend the supporting leg, release through the quad, front of the thigh. Keep those knees together if you can. Just feel those muscles release. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, change sides. Knees together, foot into the hand,
Bend the supporting leg, release the front of the thigh. This is a very quick stretch, just to release the muscles a little bit. If you've got more time, definitely do some more stretching. Either the ones that we're doing now, hold them for longer, or feel free to add your own in as well. 5 to 10 minutes of stretching is perfect. Gently release down. Take the feet just outside the hips, keep the legs nice and straight, tip from the hips, push the bum back, just let the upper body relax, hang nice and loose. If you can touch the floor, then do, but just keep the backs of the legs straight to release the backs of the thighs, base of the bum. Feel that release, good. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, bend the knees, walk the feet in, upper back stretch, hands together, push them away, drop the chin, round off the shoulder blades, release through that upper body, so feel that your shoulders are easing out. Doing really well, 5 more seconds. And just a very quick tricep stretch for the backs of those arms. One hand between the shoulder blade, other one on the elbow. Gently press it down till you feel the release in the back of the arm. After those tricep dips, let's just lengthen out the back of the arm there. Good, 3, 2, 1. Change sides. Hand between the shoulders, other one on the elbow. Gently release. Feel the back of the arm lengthening out. We're nearly there. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Release down, roll out those shoulders, shake out those legs, and guys, be very proud of your hard work today. That's the whole body worked, total body toning. If you've tried this workout, let me know what you think in the comments below, and thank you very much for joining me.